Ceema, and I'm back with a new lesson on giving and receiving compliments. Well, we all like to give compliments, and a lot of us love to receive compliments. Now, giving and receiving compliments is very important. Why? Because it strengthens bonds and improves relationships. But we need to be very careful about certain points that come into play when we are giving compliments and receiving them. When we are giving compliments, the first thing we need to make sure is that we are sincere about it. So, sincerity is the number one priority you need to kind of keep in place when you are giving a compliment. When you are sincere, your compliment will always be spontaneous. It will be full of enthusiasm and always positive. So when you are sincere, you give compliments as soon as you feel like saying good things. So basically, the main thing to remember is that you mustn't really think in advance of what you're going to say to make someone feel good, because then it sounds like fake. Because a fake compliment is very easy to spot, and it's kind of embarrassing for the giver and the receiver of the compliment. Therefore, you've got to be spontaneous, you've got to be enthusiastic, and you've got to be very positive with your words while giving a compliment. So, if you see someone singing very well, instead of saying you could beat Celine Dion, you could say you have a wonderful voice. That sounds more positive, that sounds more sincere, and it definitely sounds more enthusiastic. The second point, while giving compliments, is the need to be very specific. What do I mean by, wanting to be specific with my compliments? It basically means that I avoid any kind of generalization. For example, maybe your mother cooks very well. She bakes good cakes, she makes really good pasta, the whole deal. And you really want to compliment her for the cake she baked yesterday. If I say, you are a good cook, mother, that sounds very general. But if I want to make my compliment sound more effective, then I might say, Mom, you really bake good cakes, or you are one of the best baker I've ever known. So that sounds more specific because you are actually complimenting her on the particular thing that you are really happy about. And that's what being specific while giving compliments really means. And then you've also got to be very careful that you don't compare achievements. So when you are complimenting somebody, you don't say that you did a good job considering that your brother is a good person too. You kind of only compliment someone based on what they did, based on their own merit. So basically, compliments should be based on a single person's merit or merits. So suppose, you have two siblings, and one of the siblings, ran a 100-meter race and came first. So you don't say that you did a good job, but your brother also ran, the similar race last year and did a good job too. You don't want to do that. You don't want to compare at all. When you give a compliment, you give a compliment only to that person and make that person feel very special. And that really works wonders as far as being sincere is also concerned. The next one, and probably the last point while giving compliments, is to be very timely. Timely means nothing but giving compliments as soon as the achievement is done. So complimenting immediately could be exactly what I'm talking about. So if I, have done something that you like, maybe I have made a cup of coffee which you really liked, and you want to compliment me, you don't wait for a week to do that. You do that immediately. If somebody has bought you flowers and you are very happy with that, you don't wait for a day. You do that immediately. Being timely is as important as being sincere while giving compliments. It works wonders. In case you don't have the opportunity to be timely while giving a compliment, you can always send a thank you card or a thank you note appreciating the fact that that someone has done something for you and you want to compliment them. Well, sometimes giving compliments sounds much more easier than receiving them. Well, a lot of times it is very difficult for us to receive compliments because we're not accustomed to a lot of praise from people. But believe me, receiving compliments can also be a very easier job for you if you bear in mind certain basic steps. The first thing that you will avoid while receiving compliments is the fact that you should not shrug off or disagree with the person who is complimenting you. Which means that if someone tells you that you look beautiful, don't shrug it off. Don't say that, no, it's just the makeup. Or don't say that, this is maybe the dress I'm wearing. You can just say, thank you, with a really big smile. So the key is to accept the compliment graciously. And don't disagree with the person. So if the person is saying that you are really a good cook, don't say that, no, I'm not a really good cook, but my mom's much better. Well, don't do that. All you've got to do is say thank you with a big smile again. So the key is, as I said, be modest, accept the compliment graciously. And that's about it. The second one is don't upscale a compliment. What does it mean to upscale? Upscale is nothing but increasing the value. For example, suppose I did give a presentation in front of the board of directors today, and a co-worker of mine who also happened to be present at that meeting happened to hear it and liked it. She would probably compliment me by saying, you did a good job with your presentation. But if I am trying to be really smart, I might upscale or increase the value of her compliment by saying, good job. No, I've done an excellent job. So what am I doing? I'm actually being immodest. And I said that it is very important to be modest and accept the compliment graciously. Why would I be immodest when someone compliments me? So therefore, when someone compliments you, you don't increase the value of the compliment, but you be modest and say thank you. In other words, you are kind of agreeing with the person, and the person is also not uncomfortable with your increase in value of their compliment. The next point is avoiding complimenting back immediately. Now guys, just because you are being complimented, there is absolutely no need for you to compliment that person back in return. So if you are wearing a really nice coat or a really nice shirt and someone tells you that's a wonderful shirt you're wearing, there is absolutely no need to reply with a quick, you're wearing a good trouser as well. There's no need to do that, because sometimes when you compliment a person immediately after they've complimented you, it kind of sounds insincere and almost like you're trying to please them. But we want to be sincere and we want to be modest and gracious. So therefore, again, all we will do is wear a big smile and say thank you. Well, that's it from me on this lesson with giving and receiving compliments. It's not really hard, is it? Well, I'll be back with some more lessons. Until then, this is me saying Goodbye.